We need to have places that restore us. We need to have settings that calm us and give us awe and wonder in the simple flash of a trout or flight of a bird or pattern of a ripple. Something where we have a chance to turn off the noise that is often the backdrop of our daily lives and give us a chance to focus a little bit on things that really are what our soul needs. The people who live here are very much connected to that landscape. They're very much a part of the watershed. People have come to this place because of the value of the landscape, because of the value of the land, because of the value of the water. Aren't we fortunate to be carrying on that legacy and still being able to see those benefits? It sustains us mentally, physically, and spiritually. That river is the foundation stone for our whole area. We tread on very thin ice when we fail to recognize that these resources that sustain us are not infinite. It takes a strong level of humility and a little bit of philosophy, I think, that there is a reciprocity. It is my responsibility to do what I can to make sure that that is there for the 7 generations that follow me. It's important that we're all a part of the conversation and that we're willing to listen to the variety of perspectives.
The Madison's the lifeblood for this part of the world, right? Whether it's agriculture, tourism, recreation, just a way of life. It's not necessarily all about fish. That is one of the huge benefits that the Madison does offer, but folks come up here to float, camp, ranchers, farmers, depending upon their livelihood. It produces some of the food we eat. So without the Madison, southwest Montana, and especially the communities of West Yellowstone, Ennis, Bozeman, Big Sky would look very, very different. The Madison River actually offers one of the more resilient fisheries we have in this part of the state. It can support quite a bit of angling pressure. We see, close to 300,000 angler days on the Madison a year, and we've still got an amazing fishery. Water, not surprisingly, is driving the bus for our trout populations. They need clean, cold water. And so we need to do our best to really proactively manage how we use water within the basin. That involves not only water in the Madison, but in the tributaries and how we manage habitat along those streams. Even if you don't fish, having a viable quality fishery in the Madison is going to help support most anyone that lives in and around the valley, whether it's day-to-day life on the ranch, guiding, spending time with family on the weekends, is taking advantage of the opportunities that the Madison has to offer.
I moved here in 2003 from southeastern Montana, and I heard all the time, oh, the Madison River, it drives business, and I was just like, how can a river do this? Our commerce is driven by that river. We can't wait to see spring, and Mother Nature dictates when it's able to fish. We all look forward to that in the business community. In the summertime, we see such an influx of people that come into our town and spend money in all of our businesses. The beauty here is, I sometimes have to pinch myself and say, I live here, and the Madison is just part of that feeling. The Madison River runs very, very deep throughout our community. It just flows through our veins. The health of this river is of utmost importance to everybody that lives here, to our farmers, our ranchers, to our businesses, to people that make the living off the river. Without that river, I don't know if we'd have much of a community here. I really don't. If anything would happen to that river and we lose the health of the river, I think this community would die. It would die off. Every employee in this town is affected by that river. Fishing dollars give us sustainability.
One of my goals as a ranch land group director is to try to knit the groups together that represent the Madison that work here. Madison River Foundation, the Conservation District, Farm to Fork, Jack Creek Preserve. If we work together, we've got so much more clout and pull. If you're not working together, you're destroying what you love also. But we do need to try to steward it and not abuse it. We've had ranching in this valley for 150 years. Well, I cannot think of any time that the river has been degraded and hasn't been able to just bounce back. We still have to have the grace to know that if we give it time, the river will repair itself. And it is one of the three heads of the Missouri. And that is what is so neat, is that we're at the top, and what we do here impacts people all the way down. I love the wildlife it draws to it, and that it feeds and nourishes, and I smile when I see people floating it, fishing in their float boats, and knowing that those people came from all over to come enjoy this river. It's pretty humbling that we have that good of a river system. She's taking care of us. And I say she because I feel like she's nourishing. She's a good river, and it should be precious to every one of us, regardless of how we rely on the river. It's been part of my life since I've moved here when I was 4 years old. I didn't stay here in the valley because I could make the most money here. I stayed because it's good for my soul. I could go elsewhere and live a life, but I'm loving my life here. It's rich, so I can starve to death.
The Madison River has always been a part of my life. One of my fondest memories is learning how to fish with a little tiny fishing rod that was only a couple 2 feet long and had a little red handle. My dad's a outfitter on the Madison River, and someday I would like to be an outfitter also. We'd be in a lot of trouble if the river was not providing for the valley. We're all dependent on the Madison River as a community. I feel like it's very valuable to understand the Madison Valley and what it means to the community and the surrounding communities of Montana. So what does the Madison River mean to you?